Hello, beautiful family of light. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. How phenomenal it feels to be here together with you in this now moment. Whether you're watching this on the day of life or release or many, many moons later on, it doesn't matter. It is the same now moment. So I'm sending you huge big warm hugs. And if you by any chance you are entirely new, this is the first time you are catching me live, or maybe the first time you're watching replay, please comment below. My name is Eliza Mozal. I am an energy worker and a spiritual mentor, and I am absolutely passionate about helping people dive and reconnect entirely with their divinity, with their magnificent side, with the type of love that it is them themselves that moves mountains. And you will hear lots of background noise. I have my windows open. There is a beautiful flow of beautiful fresh air here in Florida. I am wearing my warmest clothing here in Florida, first time in about 10, 11 months. Usually it is so warm, so hot because it's Florida that I'm wearing so much less layers. And I've been living in Scotland for 70 years before I came here. So for me, Florida and this heat is squeezing a lot out of me. So I am enjoying these few days, and lots of people send us messages. How are you guys doing through the hurricane? Are you guys safe? We are doing amazingly. We are safe. There was no power cuts, nothing. The way I myself personally was experiencing what we have had here as nothing different than I was experiencing in Scotland as just normal winds and rain every few weeks, in fact. And at the beginning of me living in Scotland, it took me a little bit to get used to it. It was like scary, like, wow, is this normal having this type of winds and having all of these leaves blowing and all of it? But it became the norm. So I can understand people being scared and terrified. I can understand also, the possibility of the hurricane coming. Lots of news reports, lots of people do taking healthy preventative actions with the bags of sand to prevent the if there will be flood water coming in, wood on the windows. I totally understand that. And I know some of the people have not had maybe the best situation, but we ourselves are doing good if anyone is asking. So thank you for joining, being here with me today. If you have not had a chance to watch previous inwards videos, I'm going to strongly encourage you to go and do that exactly. There is a specific, a very powerful energy that it runs through all of these recordings. They are like a sacred vessel of a higher energy. That doesn't mean better or worse or someone is less than, none of that. It is just higher and more widely spinning energy that brings a much broader spectrum of awareness. And I have been guided by my own understanding of divinity, divine, higher consciousness to create those episodes and this show exactly this way and share in depth the inwards journey, because that's where all the answers are lying. And I'm not doing this to tell you that what I share is the truth and it is your truth and it is ultimate truth. I'm sharing my truth. I'm sharing my knowledge based on my own experience, which is wisdom. So you can, if you are willing to expand and grow, heal, open up through me shining the light on the world right now, so you can see that within yourself that it is your own truth, your own answers, your own broader spectrum of seeing and understanding everything. And that doesn't mean that whatever you feel and the way you look at the world is something wrong with it right now. You're lacking anything and you have to come and listen to these episodes. Not at all. Not at all. I do believe that we all are prone for the light, just like plants and animals. And even the animals that live in the dark, they are feeding on the plants or animals that they are prone to the light. We're all prone to the light and expansion. We all are prone to grow. We all want to expand. We all feel the calling from our souls to expand and grow and look at things in a bigger, broader, wider way. So, I wanted to chat with you about the healing process. And if there is something here that resonates with you, I would so love to read your comments. I would so love to hear if this message is connecting with your heart. I'm speaking from my open heart entirely. I can feel my heart being in coherence. In fact, I'm going to actually start plugging in my machine to see how much I am in heart coherence. I will start doing that in meditation because I keep talking about it. I want to prove it to you. I want to show it to you also. Um, I'm speaking from an open heart, and I did a lot of healing work to actually open my heart because majority of us, I believe, are living our life with closed hearts. We don't want to be hurt anymore. So we close our hearts. And in the same way, these walls are preventing not only heart to come through, they're preventing more love and the love we desire to come through. And they are also, these walls, preventing us from feeling our own love, from opening up to be the love we always seek for. So if you are curious, what is it to speak from the heart or be more in your heart, allow yourself to just sit up straight and just feel this space in your chest, in the center of your chest, your heart chakra energy center, and allow yourself to just feel the energy there, presence. And it might take a time to, if that's your first time, to actually start feeling it. And it's a practice. And also, it is a healing process. And with time, probably you practiced already that many times, you can feel the energy coming from my heart, through my words, through my face, through my energy beaming out of me that I consciously choose to share with the world. I consciously choose to stay open and very sensitive, which requires a lots of practice, lots of maintenance, if you will, if that's the right word to use. But it also creates profound and phenomenal life experiences. And I wanted to talk about healing process and healing journey and few points. Maybe 15 minutes ago, I was on the couch and I finished chatting with my best friend who is in Scotland. And my best friend is going through a grieving process, and I don't want to cry. Um, and I'm allowing myself to feel. I'm allowing myself to feel, and she's allowing herself to feel a lot that's coming up. Not with just this situation, but that touches on other aspects of her life that have not been felt, seen, expressed yet. And now the floodgates are open because she's willing to feel them. So I finished speaking to her, which was just always beautiful and phenomenal, and be there for someone, especially someone who have been there for me for so many years in so many beautiful ways without trying to fix me in any shape and form. It is just phenomenal to have a relationships, healthy relationships like that they have nothing to do with owning anything to anyone, that okay, you owe me, I owe you, or I should, or you should. None of that at all. None of it, not even a fraction of it. You know what, guys? I actually never thought I would be able in the past to be in such a healthy relationships. And my desire have never was to have a crowd. I'm just kind of very minimalistic person in that way, if that makes sense. So the relationship that I have with a few of my friends, which I feel are so healthy, especially with this codependency background that I come from, it blows my mind. Having such a healthy, beautiful, romantic relationship with my wife, it is just mind blowing. That doesn't mean that we don't have moments where we are having conversations that back in the day I would look at as, oh no, I hate this, how dare you say that. I will talk about it in a moment or another time. What I wanted to share with you is that there is few things I did on my healing process, healing journey in the past, that I wish someone told me, Eliza, no, Eliza, would you like to try it another way? And I'm not regretting that it didn't happen, but I wish someone was there to tell me. So I'm going to share that with you in case you are going on your journey through a healing process. Maybe it is very painful. Maybe you are feeling yourself very sore and very tender. Maybe you're feeling yourself very bruised by the painful emotions you are actually allowing yourself to feel, or you don't know how to feel it. Maybe those emotions, which is just simply energy, has been repressed, suppressed, maybe even depressed for a while. And right now, you are on a stage of your journey where you're allowing yourself to feel it and express it. So instead of suppressing, repressing, depressing those energies and emotions, we are expressing them. And it's so many different ways to express those emotions. It is crying, screaming, shouting, speaking, sharing, singing, yawning, stretching. There is just so many ways: bending, twisting, dancing, jumping. It is physical, it is emotional, it is energetic, and it is physical. It is on a somatic, physical level. Somatic in Greek is physical, it's body, and because it is trapped in our body until it is released. Why is it like that? Because we have never been told how to express and release. When you see a 3-year-old, 5-year-old screaming and shouting, you will see someone next to that child telling them to stop. They simply try to express and release the energy. But their freedom, their intuitively driven way of expressing and releasing, is triggering the adult next to them that is not feeling comfortable and doesn't know how to express their suppressed, repressed, and depressed emotions and energies. So that adult is going to do what other adults did to them when they were children, is going to be trying to calm down the baby, silence down that child, maybe buy them a toy to distract them from expressing that energy, frustration, anger. It is just another stage of releasing some kind of sadness, guilt, shame, whatever that energy it is that they feel, and simply was designed to flow. So the few things, a little bit of a cacao. Is that make sense, guys? Please let me know in comment sections if that makes sense. Okay, beautiful. And if you're just coming into the room, say hello. Allow yourself to also, in this platform, in the comments, be felt, be seen, be heard by others, speak from your heart. If you feel like, yeah, there's something I want to share, like, why would you not use the opportunity to express? Oh, hello, my beautiful sunshine. Hi. So many hearts and butterflies. So nice to see you. So allow yourself to keep on expressing instead of suppressing, repressing, and depressing whatever simply wants and needs to flow. So I'm going to share things that they are the most helpful on my healing process. I'm gonna sneeze in a moment. Woo. Whew. Okay, and I might sneeze, like my sneezes are so loud. Okay, so the number one thing that helped me, which I simply had no idea how to do it, I didn't knew what is this word all about truly on a somatic level. I didn't know how to feel and express it, and that word is compassion. Compassion is actually mixture, a combination of joy and sadness, understanding one another and ourselves, and how fertile that life is. That it can be gone in a split of a second. And in the same way, there is like a combination of joy and gratitude that comes from being alive and knowing that this life is going to end at some point and another is going to come in and then another and another and another. That's the way it is for me. Compassion, definitely, it is not feeling sorry for someone else, feeling pity for someone else or myself. It is actually the opposite for me, because I misunderstood that for a while, and that's why it didn't work for me. But then I experienced it from someone else, that best friend that I spoke about, who treated me with so much compassion without making me feel less than, because I am in pain and I'm suppressing that pain and I don't know how to feel that pain and I'm suffering. Okay, so anytime there is something comes up that it is challenging and difficult and we do not allow ourselves to fully feel it, because we don't know how to do it, we just don't know what we don't know, or we don't ask or seek help to learn how to do it, that emotion will be suppressed, repressed, and maybe even depressed. We spoke about it a lot, and I will keep on talking more and more about it, because the repetition is the key. And the compassion is just simply expanding on a field with so much patience and love and joy and understanding in a humbled way, meaning I don't need to know all, I don't need to fix you. I can just allow you to be where you are and love you unconditionally through it. So, this is how I understand compassion. If you have your own understanding of compassion and it works for you, hold on to it, express it, share here in the comments. Sorry, guys. I don't want to sneeze like in the front of camera. And yes, so compassion is the word that actually changed a lot for me. Because why compassion? Because compassion went in the way of the program. It went in the way of the conditioned program that was telling me that my healing has to finish after one cry out. Okay. My healing has to be completed in this period of time. And when I wake up at 7 a.m. or 5 a.m. and I leave home at 8 o'clock to go to work for 8:30, I got to be okay. And that healing better be finished or paused, because I got to show up in a specific way in the front of other people. Because that's what was trying to control my healing. So the more I started implementing compassion, I started creating something. I can use the word phenomenal, because it was a phenomenon in my life. It was weird. It was different. It was nothing I did before, because I created all of a sudden for myself, maybe not all of a sudden, sometimes all of a sudden, other times with time, massive amount of space in which there was so much open space for me to go through all of the ranges and spectrums of that pain and healing, and allowing it to flow in its own divine timing, in its own divine pace. Now, that amount of compassion I kept on practicing. It was not natural to me. So I had to push myself sometimes or just repeatedly remind myself. It started creating also a much bigger amount of patience from me to me, and understanding that healing is never gonna be this way, and it cannot be controlled by the mind, by my conditioned, old conditioned mind. It's just something that I don't have to, but I can entirely surrender, not being swamped by the pain and self pity or grief or suffering. Because there is a healing and there is consistent healing, but never actually getting any results like in the healing. I'm in the healing process, but many people using these words and they're not going anywhere. They are where they are, and there is not actually processing happening. They're in the healing, but they're not in healing process. Process implies, okay, there are some kind of stages, there's some kind of movement over there. And every energy has been designed to move and flow, never to stay the same way. So through this amount of compassion, I started learning that I cannot control my healing, but I can fully surrender and allow these energies to flow through me. And the more I allowed myself to fully and entirely feel it, the more I noticed that I am not it. So the more I stopped running away from feeling the pain, from feeling that excruciating pain or the sadness, deep, massive sadness, the more I allowed myself to simply feel it and remember that I am much more, the more that stuff was just flowing through me and out of me on its own. The key was not trying to get rid of it. The key was not trying to make it go away. The key was not to try to tell it to change and transmute and shoot in the higher frequencies. Being in it was in itself the highest frequency, because that was the moment when I remembered on a deep emotional, physical, and energetic level that I am so much more than just that situation, than just that emotion, than just that story. That was in itself the highest frequency I ever found myself to be. My face was radiating, even if I felt pain inside. And you see, when we don't know how to process pain, sadness, misery, depression, all of these trapped emotion, guilt, and shame, we believe we are them. We believe they are bigger than us. We believe that this is where we're gonna stay. We forget that we are not them. So when we are fully identified with them, when we make that our identity, we will fight for keeping that identity. We will be feeling threatened when someone comes up and approaches us with that kind of different way of understanding. We will be arguing for our own limitations, because that will be a way of protecting the identity that doesn't want to die. And that's normal. That's okay. That's a part of the process also. And the more we can allow ourselves to just go with it, flow with it, don't try to control it, manipulate it, or make it any different than it is. I would say the number one key to a healing process, to simply allowing healing process, is to surrendering trying to control it, surrendering the old labeling how things should be, and most of all surrendering and letting go the old meaning of what's good, what's bad. Which feeling and emotion is that you allow yourself to feel and experience, which one you believe you will stay with. And that has been my experience, and many people I have worked with who have found that through the pain, through deeply repressed, depressed sadness, and guilt and shame and worthiness, through going into that felt like, oh, I cannot go there, they experienced what's on the other side. And what's on the other side is absolutely mind blowing. It is the freedom and liberation we came here to experience. It is the level of empowerment and humility. It is the level of such a bliss and joy that is naturally oozing out of us like a fountain of life. It's like bringing the light from the other side, the other dimensions, through our own bodies in this existence, in this 3D reality. Why? Because that's how we master our energy. That's how we master our emotion, energy, emotion. That's how we master the present moment. There's so many books written about it. Every single Zen spiritual master is all about present moment and this now breath by being in their body, never outside of it. Never outside of it. The churches have spent centuries running away from the body, and in the same way, keeping people really well enslaved by telling them that the God divine is never inside of them, it's always outside of them, and it can be accessed only through another person, a priest, right? And don't get me wrong, religions have a lot of goodness to offer, and there is lots of good over there that can be used for specific chapters of our journey, because we are going through different stages and seasons. Okay. And I'm not trying to offend anyone's religious beliefs, it's none of my business, but this is my own understanding and experience, and I honor myself for allowing myself to speak my truth that saved my life over and over and over again, and also helped so many other people with their own life. So when you can release old way of understanding that the healing process supposed to look any other way that it's looking right now, you will experience massive transformation. You will start falling in love with yourself. And the more you will be releasing the resistance towards what is truly what is, the more you will be releasing any type of suffering. You will no longer actually feel the pain the same way. Because me comparing the way I feel emotional pain right now, comparing to 5 years ago or 10 years ago, that's a whole new different way. It's like being a 5-year-old having a cat and crying, and then being a woman who gave a birth to 15 children. Like, are you kidding me? It is, you can compare the process. The more we are in our body, in our present moment, the more it evolves our way of feeling. That doesn't mean becoming insensitive. It's just there is no level of resisting, so it simply flows. So it's not repressed, it's not suppressed, it's not creates the suffering. It just flows through. And I choose to stay very, very sensitive. I've been saying that for years. I choose to stay sensitive. I choose to keep on allowing myself to cry and scream and shout when I need to express something. And I choose to go deeper into the breath work and those beautiful modalities. And I also choose to allow myself to have the time where I am in full on stillness, silence, when I am not connected with anyone and anything, and I'm just in my present moment, just in nature, or doing the things I love to do, watch some vlogs on YouTube about setting up your farmstead in Spain, and learning again, doing again the knitting and the stuff that I feel in alignment with, because they bring me joy. And what is the internal joy? Connection with internal joy, being present moment. It is for me a result of the work I did with healing my inner child. The inner child healing is something that revolutionized my whole journey and experience. And I have many names for this type of healing. In general way, I call inner healing, I call wholeness healing, but it starts with the inner child healing, with going inwards, with starting to provide myself with the nurturing and love and beautiful, beautiful, motherly, nourishing energy here and now moment that goes to me, to adult me, to teenage me, to 3-year-old me, to that 1-year-old me. It goes to all of the particles of me. And it goes in such a massive amount the way I needed, wanted, and desired to have when I was little. I will actually be creating an event. I've actually will be inviting you to join my free 3-day event when I will be sharing and talking in depth about inner child healing. If this is something you would like to join, be sure to comment in the comments section, and I will post a link under your comment later on today or tomorrow, so you would be able to sign up and you will receive notification with a link to Zoom so you can join us. I would love to have you there. If you feel like, okay, I am ready. Okay, let's look within. Let's go within. Let's go and approach that beautiful inner child and see what is it that she and he needs, desires, and wants right now. And creating that deeper connection goes back to what I shared at the very beginning of this video. It goes down to the relationships. There is no way I would be able to connect with others the way I am right now on this such a deep and expansive, beautiful, compassionate, and loving way without first connecting with me. Old Eliza was unable to be next to someone who is really in pain without absorbing that pain and then suffering myself for days or weeks or months because I absorbed someone else's pain. Today's Eliza can allow it to fully flow. I can be there for someone without trying to fix them. And I can allow another person to speak towards me their own expression of the word. That is maybe not the way I would like to hear it, or the past me would really struggle to hear it. And now I can allow, because my nervous system goes through a magnificent healing process through somatic breath work that I am now implementing in the healings, in my groups, in my one-on-one work, in my own one-on-one work. Hallelujah! Within a week and a half, within 4 first 3 days, my whole like the energy changed. Andrea, my wife, tells me, "Oh my God, yeah, like wow, that change, like wow." It's so profound, so kind of like the healing system is so healing. It's such a process that it no longer signals to me that I'm in danger, what I am having a normal situation, conversation. It's so much more. I will talk about it on the next video. I'm going to finish with this one. If you're just joining, hello Teddy. If you're just joining, allow yourself to just go and watch it from the very beginning. Let me know in the comment section what is the most important message you came actually to hear this. Because if you're here, your divinity brought you here. Your magnificent higher self brought you here. So please share with myself and our beautiful community what is that thing that you meant to hear? What rings the bell? What is the most profound message or a reminder? Or maybe what is your truth that whatever I shared here helped you open up to? I would love you to comment if you've got value whatsoever from this broadcast of this higher frequency from my own heart. You can probably feel and hear my passion. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content, because we never know when someone else is in a deep pain and doesn't even know how to allow the healing to occur on its own, how to allow this process to heal, that there are other people here who are healing together as a team, as a tribe, as a community. So be sure you are the chain through which that light and love is being passed through. Share it on your platforms, send it to your family members, and join me on another episode. I will again post it in my stories and in the chats and on Facebook. And thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me with so much love and openness. I feel so much. As many of you know, I tapped into really big abilities on my own journey through the opening, surrendering, and the depth I dove into in meditations and in between meditations. And I can feel your gratitude. I can feel your love. I can feel you being like, what is this? What is this? What is this? There's something there for me. There's something there for me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with everything I say. All you got to do is be open so your own divinity, your own genius beams out of you. Hi, Diana. Hello. oh, oh. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're good. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sending you lots of love, Diana. Lots of love. Is there something in this situation you just experienced you can be grateful for? Is there something? Maybe it's a whole list of things to be grateful for. Oh, so amazing to see you all here, guys. Okay, I'm going to finish this live stream. Be sure to share with others. If you want to join 3-day life event, Inner Child Healing, comment below. Inner Child, comment exactly hashtag Inner Child, and I will send you the link today or tomorrow through which you will be able to sign up and join. I'm sending you lots of love. Hashtag Inner Child, and I will see you soon. I love you.